Damn, they going in their pocket. They going in that nigga pocket. They running that nigga pocket. They going in that nigga pocket. God damn. For the YouTube, I have to censor that out as far as the punching and things of that nature. But that's what began to ensue. The fight began to ensue, and he won the fight. There are a couple main points that I'm going to drive home in this video, but I got to do the basics first. I'm going to have a link in the description so you can see the uncut version of this. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I'm also going to have a link in the description to my experiences of black men video, because this is somewhat in there to some degree. And one of the complexities of being a black man, or just black in general, is when you go into these environments with a bunch of niggas, you can expect some nigga shit to happen whether it involve you or not. But wait. As I was making this, more footage drop. We got a better angle.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now, I'm not an advocate for any DV at all. I'm not an advocate for any violence, really, except self-defense. And that's what this is a case of. And before I get into it, unanimously, from what I've seen from comments from people I know as far as women, everybody agrees. Like, all the women agree with the outcome of this. They don't see nothing wrong with it. See, you get into these spaces as far as like this weird Instagram like relationship, and everybody be so like anti-men all the time and stuff like that. But when we talk about a chick trying to rob a man, trying to stick her hand in his pockets, her friend jumping him, and then her swinging on a dude while she's trying to go in his pockets, and him defending himself, universally, from what I've seen in all black women, none of them have an issue with this. None of them are like, oh, he's wrong. No. They like, look, she, one chick said they fought, he won. That's what she said. So from what I've seen, and this, bruh, I started this video like something like 7-8 hours ago. Had to stop. I haven't seen one negative opinion from a woman towards the dude, like, because these chicks was really violating the dude. Which brings me to my first point. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't try to rob dudes. Don't stick your hand in their pockets. And last but not least, don't swing on them. Don't swing on them. You know, I don't know what outcome this chick thought that she could have. But a lot of women, you know, because we in a time where it's like I always tell y'all, there's a social contract that we are not supposed to hit women at all. That woman absolutely was aware of this, but also, you know, she didn't care, you know, that there's a possibility that she could get beat because there's so many guys around. And the guys pretty much prove with the next point I'm about to make, you know, that she thought she was good. She thought that they could save her from getting knocked out, from taking a quick power nap. But she underestimated the hand speed. His hands was quicker than the footsteps of the other guys. But not only did she violate him, another woman jumped in to violate him as well, as far as going in his pockets, shoving him around. And, you know, the one chick swung on him, but she didn't do it once. She swung on him twice. She swung on him 2-3 times before he said, oh, no, this is getting too crazy. I got to stop this because it could go bad for me. Not tragically bad, but bad enough. And even then, you've seen the Red Pill documentary. If you haven't, I recommend you watch that. And we know how certain things go. When it comes to domestic violence, it doesn't matter if the woman was the aggressor or if you both are fighting, whatever the case may be, if you're defending yourself. If you come out on top as a man, the cops are going to treat you a certain way. You're more than likely going to get charged, et cetera, et cetera. If a woman gets off on you, it's possible that she could get charged. But in a lot of cases, they look at it as a joke. Like, even as a society, we look at it as a joke. If you look at Bow Wow, I always use him as an example. When he got beat up, you know, by his girl, and even Jay-Z, when he got beat up by Solange, everybody laughed at those incidents. Everybody laughed at Bow Wow's mugshot. But then when, Chris Brown give Rihanna the 20-piece family combo with the biscuit, the honey and the butter on the side, the coleslaw, the mashed potatoes, when he give her all that shit. Now they got to put her face on Time Magazine. Now it's a big issue. And granted, he shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have did that. We now know what we didn't know then, which the story came out. It is what it is. She put her hands on him first. He still went overboard. But the point is, it doesn't go both ways. It's a double standard, and I understand the double standard because men are stronger. So I understand it. But at the same time, women like to exploit this double standard. They understand the double standard, and they like to exploit it. And I guarantee you, before he knocked her mind unconscious, what was going through her mind was, I could get away with this. The consequences were not strong enough in her mind. She did not think that she was going to get hit the way that she got hit. If she did, I guarantee you, she wouldn't have did that. She wouldn't have did that. But at the end of the day, everybody should keep their hands to themselves. And now we get to the next point. It's funny that the people that do the most antagonizing need the most protection. And they complain the most about being protected. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about black women. Because the narrative is protect black women, black men don't protect black women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're not even going to speak on nothing white in this portion of the video. The narrative is black men, and I got videos on this all over the channel. Check my, playlist as far as the most reference videos and things like that. The narrative is that black men do not protect black women. That is the narrative. They say this all the time. You see other little token videos and stuff like that, but I've broken it down so elite in so many videos, and I'll give you a taste of that here in a moment. But this right here proves the chicks is full of shit when it comes to this, because what did the dudes do? They ran up, broke it up. And this is the thing. When you look at what protection is, it's protecting other people from harm. She was already harmed, right? It was already over. But who knows how it could have went had those dudes not ran up. He could have been seeing black or red, whatever you want to say, man. And he could have just kept going. There was an oncoming threat he had to address, that he had to look at the shit. Da-da-da-da-da. Now, remember I said all the women that I seen speaking on this over the internet, whether it be local or, global comments, it's mostly black women, and none of them had a problem with this. None of them had a problem with how this panned out. So I'll just say, in some other situation, if it were to go down like this, if he was the aggressor and she hadn't swung or anything like that, and these dudes ran up, running up and stopping it is not enough. I just seen a podcast clip. I'm gonna put it on the screen in a moment, but I'm sure these chicks would want, dude to be pummeled. They would want the dude to get pummeled by the other people. That would be adequate protection, in some black women's eyes. Not coming up, stopping it, getting in his face and stuff like that. But let's just watch this quick clip right here.
I stayed in Atlanta after my situation. I stayed by myself. If I was to go out in Atlanta, I drove 45 minutes away. Nobody never did nothing to me. Yeah. So you would think in your city, where you were raised at, born and raised in Orlando. Because even like when I look back at the videos, I'm like, it was so many men around.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't like that.
Y'all picked up a phone before y'all broke up a fight.
Wow.
Y'all watched this boy literally was...
No man.
No man.
But men have to do more. But I feel like they be thinking like, oh, it's not my business. But
right.
Y'all are the leaders. Like, y'all supposed to lead.
Right. And if somebody would have died that night, you could hit them the wrong way. Like, y'all would have been feeling crazy.
Yeah.
Because y'all didn't do nothing to stop it.
Now, listen, I don't know what they're talking about exactly. They could be talking about the Brandon Jamal video that dropped recently where, somebody was having a fist fight with a chick and stuff like that, and he decided to record it because the dude wouldn't stop and he was going to embarrass him and stuff like that. Then somebody came out with a Glock. We're not going to get into all of that. But the reason I thought that could be what they was talking about is because the dude with the gun in the video, he was mad at Brandon Jamal for having a phone instead of breaking up the fight and stuff like that. But this is the thing, man. We could pretend they talking about the Brandon Jamal clip or they talking about a completely different issue. The thing is, you have to look at the Brandon Jamal situation first. When the guy went to break it up, what did he do? He pulled out a gun. He pulled out a gun when he seen a man and a woman fighting to stop everything and break it up. He didn't get in there with his hands. He didn't spread them apart. No, he pulled a gun out. And what did Brandon Jamal say? He said to the man, so you want me to go up in there and break it up and take on this issue not knowing if this dude is strapped and I'm not, and I get clapped? It's that simple. The thing is, when it comes, if we look at that video right there as far as what them chicks was saying, they don't think about dude safety. They don't think about, there's no empathy for the men in this situation as far as, okay, I don't want to die because he might be fighting a girl, but this motherfucker might try and take it to the next level on me because I could probably beat his ass, but da-da-da-da-da. Or even I can't beat his ass. I'm not about to go in and just catch an L. Now, you might say all of that shit right there is pussy. If you say that, congratulations to you. You are one of the hardest niggas on the planet. I don't know why you are not in the UFC. I don't know why you are not in the military. I don't know why you're not in the Navy SEALs on a SWAT team, because you shouldn't be at a regular job. You're just so fucking hard. We need people like you to protect the country because you don't care about nothing. You're a certified crash out, and you just think you're gonna come out on top of every altercation. So congratulations to you. You one of the hardest niggas on the planet. You need to put that to use. You need to put that to use and not in the streets. You need to find somebody who can utilize your force if you feel like nobody can fuck you up and you just gonna come out on top every time and you don't jump into no situations with no caution or nothing like that. But for the rest of us, for the 99% of us, because you just the 1%, you one of the hardest niggas on the planet, right? Well, for the other 99% of us, it is normal for men specifically to assess situations as far as violence and see, dudes size each other up all the time. Especially if you're in an environment like prison or in a hostile environment, dudes size each other up. And that lets them know if they can win or not. In their mind, they have a picture whether they can win this altercation or not. And the thing about this is we are grown. We are not in high school. We past throwing hands. A lot of motherfuckers are shooting, especially when we start talking about black people and we start talking about the hood and shit like that. Niggas will pop you with an unregistered, unmarked pistol that got 2 or 3 bodies on it. Niggas will do that. So these are things that men know. And I've seen videos of women being delusional, saying like, I don't care what's going on, da-da-da-da-da, I'm gonna jump in it, da-da-da-da-da, all that shit. They say that shit because of 2 things. Number one, flat out delusion, because they know if they're any type of smart that they cannot win against most men. These is untrained, just fat hood rats and shit. Like, as far as like a lot of the chicks who be saying this shit, like, I'm gonna jump in any situation. Like, you are not fucking He-Man. So that's number one, delusion. But number 2, the social contract. Men ain't supposed to be hitting women. Men supposed to hold back, all this stuff. So that's what they expect. So they feel like, oh no, I'm gonna jump in because right is right and I'm a fucking hero today, and I'm not gonna get knocked out because I'm a woman, and like, come on, man. Dudes, we don't think like that. Most of us don't think like that because it is possible for you to fucking die. So women don't care about that risk when it comes to men. But let's go back to this situation that we are looking at on the screen. I'm gonna tell you why those dudes ran up so fast and so quick. Is it because, and this is, the women don't understand this, they don't know this, but is it because these dudes are just natural protectors and it's not because of that. Fuck out of here, it's not because of that. Is it because they seen an injustice and everything was going? No, it's not because of that. The reason that they ran up so quick and so fast, especially the like some of the one dude who was like, it's the one right there that's yelling. You got the one in the hat in the back, because you got to go watch the video again. He was the most aggressive. These dudes ran up because they thought they could take him. They thought they could take him. I guarantee you some other dudes, as far as some of those people in that group, ran up because they was like, yo, we could jump him. It's already multiple people in on this shit. Why don't I run over there and follow up with the other dudes and get some of this glory? Because I might not even be like that myself. Like, that's how some of them thinking. I might not even be like that myself, but shit, one dude, 5 of us, it's no way he's coming out. There's no way he's coming out. And these are things that I know for fact, because I've seen videos of dudes outside the club, in front of club security, punching a woman, slapping a woman, all types of stuff, and nobody did shit. And you know why they didn't do shit? Because the motherfucker that's doing the hitting is very, very intimidating. Nobody wanted that L. So I've broken that down in multiple videos. Like, sometimes the guy is very intimidating to other men, and that's how come you don't see other men step up. So when it comes to the whole protect black women shit, like, shit is mythical, and it goes down to the things that I said. There are a lot of cases where black men jump in and stuff like that. And man, I've talked about this so much on the channel, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But I will say what somebody else said. I seen somebody else say, it's funny how much the chicks in the vid that we post, they said this in the comments on their vid. It's funny how much those specific chicks will bash black men and all that stuff in a lot of their videos, but then want the protection from those men. And it's a lot of women who will get on and say this protect black women shit, and black men don't protect black women, and be slandering black men all day, but still want their protection. And I got one last point to make. One last thing. I bet you that chick that was swinging would fight that man right there before she ever threw a swing or anything at a bear. I guarantee you that.